Hey, kids, you're listening to a couple of annoyed grunt boys, and this is the 138th Simpsons podcast. That's right, we're the Simpsons podcast that discusses the beloved animated sitcom The Simpsons from seasons 11 and beyond, and the new episodes when they air. Why do we do it that way? Well, you see, we were cursed by the entity known as the Wheel of Random. The Wheel of Random decreed that there's plenty of other podcasts out there that have discussed the Golden Age, that being season 1 through 10, but it cursed us to watch those episodes and at random. And when I say the annoyed grunt boys, I'm talking about me, annoyed grunt boy Craig, and the other annoyed grunt boy
Steve.
Steve, what do you got for us this week?
Well, Craig, I got nothing. What's going on with you?
I promised to continue my dream story, but how a lot of times when you have a dream, you forget about all the details a few hours later.
It slips away from me,
Yeah, that happened. So,
bummer.
Let's just do this.
Welcome to the Wine Corner.
I know there's going to be some wine-loving moms out there. They get their Target wall art that says coffee before wine, and I'll be doing fine. Is it wine o'clock yet?
My kids may whine, but so do I. But the first one's spelled with an H, and the second one isn't.
And it's coffee time until it's wine time.
My pee smells like Merlot.
My husband's semen may be grossed and aged, but my wine isn't.
Yum.
I've seen that at Walmart or at Target.
Yeah.
Aged cum is gross. Aged wine is gross. Isn't German for
big.
What? But we're talking about wine, Steve. Let's do some wine. Yeah.
Alrighty.
What do you got for us this week?
Well, Craig, we're talking a lot about, people like TV celebrities and their fancy lifestyles that they may lead, like buying cars and, just going all out with expenses like lunches and stuff. And I would call that kind of, I don't know, bougie, you could say. So that's why I have bougie wine from Gamay Maison Angelot. Actually, that's what it is. It's a Gamay, so it's a red wine. The label features a fancy man. It's a very cartoony drawing, kind of like, when they'd have drawings of Pee Wee Herman in the 80s. It's similar to that style of drawing. He's in a field with some grapes, and he's wearing like a suit, kind of dressed like Paul F. Tompkins. He's got his hair back. He's got a very big forehead. He's got a big wine glass, and he's surrounded by, like I say, grapes and strawberries and some cherries even. And
just like Paul F. Tompkins.
Exactly. He loves to be around fruit. So I'll read you the text. Jean Anthime Brillat Saravan was born in 1755 within the bougie wine region. So
wait, did your dad know him then?
I think so. Yeah, they hung out. My dad thought he was a little snooty, but he knew him. He worked for him for a summer. He hated him. He got fired.
Your dad was older than him.
Yeah, he's like, this young whippersnapper is a prick. So it's located between Lyon and Geneva. And so there is actually a booth.
I'd like to be between Lyon and Geneva.
Natasha and Convention. It's safe there. This Gamay from Maison Angelot is loaded with notes of strawberry and spice and is thoroughly delicious before, during, and after dinner. It's a red wine. It's a Gamay, like I say. I'll give it a little swirl. Oops, spilled some on myself.
Oh, no, you're wearing your cashmere white sweater.
I know. I always dress up for record days, and now sweater is ruined.
Quick, grab the soda water and salt.
Oh, God, yes. Pat. Louis, my dry cleaner, is going to be so pissed at me.
Don't forget to keep the ticket because you're going to lose that,
I know. And then, it's a whole deal.
Yeah. Even though you know him and your photo is on his wall.
Right. And I see him every week.
You go to the dry cleaner every week.
That's right. You always ask me how the family is. It's a whole thing.
But you don't have the ticket.
So no sweater. I love that sweater, too. It's such a good sweater. It fits me perfectly.
Oh, but there's a hole on the side.
Nobody will notice.
Oh, and also the security tag's still on it. You got to hide that, too.
Fine. I'm just going to give it to the housekeeper that I'm sleeping with.
Oh, no, but your lucky red hat was stuck in the washer with it.
Oh, no, it's pink.
It's pink.
Everyone is going to think I'm crazy.
Yes, because that was a plot for a show. You wore a pink shirt, so you're crazy, which is a great episode of The Simpsons. because it was a parody of those stupid sitcom tropes.
Yeah, and then I get to hang out with Michael Jackson.
Wait, no one knows about that episode because
I
it's not on
know.
Disney Plus. Oh man, you have to have a DVD for that.
Yeah. But yeah, the wine is really good. It does have notes of strawberry. Really easy drinking, no tannins. Really,
No biffs?
It's kind of a lighter, no biffs, no tannins, no sports betting. May this wine do. No butthead. No, did you call him a butthead?
Yeah.
Yeah. This wine isn't calling me a butthead, but I'm calling it delicious. Really easy drinking. Maybe too easy drinking. But I'm a fan of it. What have you got for us, Craig?
Looking at the description, we got Lindsay Nagel's gonna be part of it with Marge, and horny old Craig over here loves his Lindsay Nagel, so he would love nothing more than a menage a trois with Lindsay and Marge. But unfortunately, Marge, she wouldn't be into that,
Yeah.
But who's my favorite clown in the spotlight? Krusty.
Krusty.
What's another term of like show business, like lemon light? Is that what I'm looking for? Lemon light?
Limelight.
Limelight. That's why I went with Menage a Troy's Limelight Pinot Grigio.
Ooh.
Yes. It's crisp, elegant, and zesty, just like Lindsay and Krusty. This is the vintage is a 2020. It's a Pinot Grigio from California. Those liberal jerks. The copy reads, shine the spotlight on the refreshing citrus flavors with Menage a Troy's Limelight. This dazzling California Pinot Grigio shines bright with zesty key lime, mouth-watering green apple flavors, hints of minerality. Is that a made-up sentence word?
Minerality? It's a wine word, I think.
Okay. And a crisp finish worthy of a standing ovation. Wow. Fucking full of yourself, Menage a Troy. I just call you dickheads. I hate it when we're the best.
We're so good.
We're so good you're gonna stand like all right, I'm gonna sit down for this.
You better.
And then if it's good, I'm gonna stand up. All right.
Okay.
Not many people know this, but I record this from a standing desk. So I feel like the blood flows better when I stand when I record this podcast. And it's classy wine when there's no cork and it's a twist off cap.
Fancy.
Steve buys $30 wines. I buy $3 wines.
My wine today was like $17.
All right, it's me pouring it.
Mm-hmm.
It's light, refreshing, and crisping. There's nothing like amazing about it. It's a Pinot Grigio. I do get this hints of apple. If you're not really a wine drinker, white wine is always the best way to go. This is going to pair well with seafood.
Mm-hmm.
I almost want this as a after dinner wine.
Oh, interesting.
I think it's sweet enough. It's not too sweet like a Riesling, but the apple hits well. I think this would be a good dessert wine. Really.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to eat this. I don't know if I want to drink this with my meal.
It'd be too distracting, you think?
I think pork chops would be good with the meal. A piece of fish, I'm not sure. It depends on how your fish is prepared.
Yeah.
Because I think it is very appley.
Interesting.
It's borderline cidery.
Wow.
I'm digging it, but I'm not digging on it.
Right.
I think
you
it's
don't hate it.
No, I don't. No, I don't hate it at all. It's a very inexpensive wine. Things like I bought it for like $10. You couldn't go through like a whole. I mean, yeah, you're sharing the bottle. I think it's fine, but I think it's best summertime, maybe a fall, which we're in the fall season, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
It's a good fall drink. Very light, crisp, refreshing. Yeah, I'll give it a yes. Give it a go.
It seems like a good wine for it's a Thursday night and you're having a nice dinner with your significant other. It's not like an event night, but you just want to have a nice dinner and enjoy some wine.
You know what else would be good with? Taking this wine. You don't want it to overpower anything. It's not going to overpower your meals or the experience you're having. They say take this bottle of wine to a movie theater.
A movie theater, you say, Craig?
I do say movie theater. That's the worst segment. Who brings a bottle of wine to a movie theater? I'm just trying to figure out how to segue.
Yeah. I can see myself bringing a bottle of wine to a movie theater.
I can see you and I taking 2 bottles of vodka to a movie theater.
Sure.
Which has happened.
Yeah.
All right. We'll take this bottle of wine to the theater and we're going to see the #1 movie in the box office. Steve, what is it?
Well, Craig, people are getting their scare on because the #1 movie in the box office is Halloween Ends.
Oh, as adults, don't we wish?
Yes.
I don't know why I just did that. This is the 3rd, but really the 45th movie of the Halloween franchise.
So this one ends the current trilogy or whatever of like Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, I think.
Yeah, Halloween Kills and Ends. I swear I watched the first pseudo remake sequel with Jamie Lee Curtis, the one that came out a few years ago. I feel like I watched it, but I don't know if I did.
Huh.
I mean, I've seen the first Halloween, like the original one,
right?
But I've never followed up with like the sequels.
You know, I'm in the same boat. I like the original Halloween, but it was never my favorite of the slasher kind of 80s series. So I never really followed up either. But I know people have a lot of strong opinions about Halloween, and the newest iteration is not so popular, I don't feel like.
Yeah, I have no idea, because didn't Rob Schneider take a stab at them? I'm not Rob Schneider, but Rob Zombie.
Yes.
Because he did like a remake. What I will say for this, it's kind of amazing because it was a day to theater streaming. So you could watch it on Peacock.
It's true.
And then also go to the theater to it. But the fact that it made like, I don't know how much it made, but like that's the #1 movie, but also you can still stream it. It's kind of cool because I think horror movies in general should be a shared experience. I'm not a big horror guy. We've talked about before. We're not really horror people.
Right.
But a horror movie in a theater is a really great experience.
It is. But there's also something really nice about sitting at home with like a loved one, turning out all the lights and having popcorn and getting scared together. But, you know, when you leave the movies, you don't want to talk about the movie. You want to blast some tunes. So, Craig, what was the #1 song on the charts this week?
Same song as it ever was, Steve.
Oh, boy. Same as it ever was.
It's what I say to you when we're walking down the street and your shoes are untied. I point to them and say, Steve, Lacey.
Uh-oh, looks like I have a wardrobe malfunction.
That's more like a bad habit.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we have Steve Lacey with bad habit. Let's just see what these lyrics say this week.
Fuck around, get tongue-tied.
Did he just like pause in the middle of the song, or like they recorded it and it was like during the pandemic and like, we need you to record a line here real quick. And that was it.
Yeah, I like that the song is so boring that the music left halfway through.
It was like, fuck this. This is annoying.
Yeah,
Let's go away. And that's our review.
There you go. It's our review of that song that we reviewed.
All right, Steve. I like reviewing things that I can see and not hear.
Me too. But also I like to review things that we can see and hear.
Oh, yeah. That's why we're talking about The Simpsons. Season 34, episode 4, The King of Nice.
What happens, Craig?
Well, Marge is hired as a segment producer on Krusty's new daytime talk show, but soon discovers what an endless nightmare it is.
Wow.
Yeah. Steve, let's get into a good habit. Watch this episode and then talk about it. And that's what we do. That's what we do on the show. Then we go.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds like a good idea, Craig. I like it.
All right. Okay, cool. Mr. Steve, not Lacey. We'll be right back. And we are back. Today we're talking about The King of Nice. It's the 4th episode of the 34th season, originally aired October 16th, 2022. It is episode number 732 in the show's run. Your nerd code is UAB F20, written by Jessica Conrad, directed by Debbie Bruce Mahan. Your showrunners are Al Jean and Matt Selman.
That's right. Jessica Conrad. We just spoke about her 2 weeks ago because she wrote One Angry Lisa. You know, she's also a writer on SNL, Anti-Tribeca, Stand Against Evil. She's gotten 4 Emmy nominations for her work on SNL, and 2 of which she's won.
Good job, Jessica.
Yes. Now, we weren't so hot on that episode, so I wonder how we'll feel about this one.
I guess we should watch it. Oh, we already did. Or, yeah. Is that how that works?
No, I think technically... Wait, we just watched it. Yeah, that's right.
Or no, we are watching it as it airs. Is that how we perceive this podcast goes?
Yeah, I think so, because in the intro, we haven't watched it yet.
Right.
And then we watch it, and us watching it is this.
And it's describing everything that we're seeing.
Right. So the listeners either don't need to watch the episode or can remember what happened.
Yeah.
Our show serves a purpose.
I think it'd be a lot easier if we just just talked about it for like 10 minutes and then just had fun, jokey jokes.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a lot easier, but
I mean, that's what we want to do, but I think our listeners like our structure.
yeah. Do you like our structure? Tweet at us.
Or don't, which
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you.
We're bad at social media. If we had money, we would have a social media manager.
I think that'd be the first thing we'd hire.
Yeah. I'm fine with editing the podcast.
Yeah, and I don't mind doing notes and doing research.
That's the
Social
only
media.
thing we want is social media. Someone to do tweeters and TikTokers and
Shit tickers.
and true socialing for us.
Yeah. Where's our parlor people at?
Maybe one of our listeners will out there just volunteer their services. Who knows?
Yeah.
And we won't even vet the social media manager.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We have no reputation. So what's going to happen?
Yeah.
What's the worst that's going to happen, right?
Oh, those annoying current boys. They're racist homophobes who really
Sexist.
and
homophobes.
sexist.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
What else is
Eh.
there bad? Racism, sexism, homophobia.
They really like Fortnite
They like killing dogs more than Lauren Bobart
or Ted Cruz.
or Dr. Oz.
Wow, there's a trend happening.
Yeah. Huh. Republicans love to kill dogs.
Not a political podcast, but they do.
Hey, on the Noy Grunt Boys, we're fine with your pooch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dog, Steve. That sounds really weird. And you
I
know what?
thought we were okay with their like little belly there.
Yeah,
which we are also okay with.
Yeah, ours isn't that little anymore, Steve.
That's true. It's more of a pouch.
Yeah. Hey, we also have fake badges to show that we have authority in podcasting, Simpsons podcasting. Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
that's right.
we have whistles too.
Let's say badges. We don't need no stinking badges.
He's still gonna win. Let's get off politics, Steve. No one likes politic talk.
Alrighty, so our episode begins, as it always does, in the offices of CAA. That's the Clown Artist Agency. Krusty, the clown's booking agent, Rob Rabinowitz, is reassuring his client that his recent job is a good one. But Krusty isn't so sure that entertaining kids at Kelly Clarkson's housewarming is up to his caliber. Mr. Rabinowitz blames Krusty for losing all of his money on NFTs, that's non-funny TV shows. Krusty then pays the bills on Cameo. He sends a video to young Jacob, whose father couldn't make it to his bar mitzvah. Krusty's going Cameo rate drops from $22 to $19, and then, sadly, to $14.
Do you think that that Jacob is the young Jacob that Vanessa Bayer would play on SNL?
Oh, yeah, the bar mitzvah kid. I think you might be right.
Hey, because the writer of this episode, Jessica, wrote on SNL, so maybe that was her nod to Jacob.
Oh, that's a very sweet
Vanessa
thing that I
Bayer.
hadn't thought about. Yeah.
Also, I like how Krusty's rate was originally $22, which is like probably one of the lowest,
Yeah.
and it keeps dropping.
I haven't been on Cameo in a minute, but yeah, like people you've never heard of or wish you'd never heard of are going for at least $50.
You know, I was thinking like, how come Yardley or Nancy, Hank, or Dan, why aren't they on Cameo? And I bet the reason is because they would never not stop doing cameos. Their cameos could be $500 and they would keep getting them like every second.
Oh, yeah.
So that's probably a reason why they're not doing it. Like that, and I think they're getting paid pretty well, not having to do cameos.
I think so. But just to give you some idea, Jeremy Piven, $350. Tommy Lee of Motley Crue fame, $599.99.
Which I also believe he has an OnlyFans too.
That is funny. So even a squirrel, I know you're a fan.
Ooh.
There's an eastern gray squirrel named Thumbelina, and their going rate is $49.99.
What the hell's a squirrel gonna do?
I'm
Is it a
watching
person
now.
dressed up as a squirrel?
Nope, it's a squirrel in a box.
I want one. Steve, we could probably do cameos.
Yeah, I mean, if say Ben Bailey of Cash Cab fame can charge $160, I think we can do that.
What? No one would want our cameos.
Arlo Guthrie.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
How many like cameos does he do for Thanksgiving?
Oh, probably a ton.
And that's it.
Yeah, it just takes. It actually doesn't do that many because they take about 18 minutes. It's a very long song. Anywho, Krusty then arrives at Affluent Acres, the home of the American Idol star, where he meets a familiar face who gives him a new direction in his career.
Thank you so much for doing this, Krusty. Kelly really appreciates it. And the children are all huge fans. Right, kids?
Totally.
Yeah, we love you, Crisco.
What's that Kelly Clarkson got that I don't? We all won singing contests 20 years ago. Where's my infinity toilet?
Oh, that toilet isn't from American Idol money. You're looking at daytime syndicated talk show wealth. See those mega mansions? Well, they belong to the superstars of daytime TV. Rachel Ray, Wendy Williams, and that jerk Dr. Phil. All bought and paid for with syndicated mega bucks. I see something in you, Krusty.
I was gonna put it back.
You have daytime chops. There's always a place on TV for a Regis, a cranky but lovable sexless grandpa.
The concept of an infinity toilet is the worst concept I think I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
I like
I've
how
had infinity toilets by accident.
Yeah.
Frightening.
I'm always afraid the hotel I've been staying in is going to be an infinity toilet after I have dinner.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always nervous in hotels toilets because there's never a plunger.
Right. And you don't want to be that person that calls down and be like, hey, can I get a plunger?
Steve, you worked in the hotels. Why isn't there a plunger in every room?
You know, I never worked in the plunger department, but I don't know. It seems like a cheap enough expense, but I think that it's just one of those things that people would steal for some reason. I don't know.
What was the weirdest thing in your years of working in a hotel that people stole?
Well, I mean, you had your normal stuff like a TV.
But like they could literally just like charge your card.
Yeah.
Like you stole. And back when you worked in hotels, they were like 27-inch like CRT TVs.
Yes, and they were often bolted to the to the cabinet because and they were very heavy. I literally got a hernia because I used to because one of the hotels that I worked at when I was like 18 had 43 rooms and 41 working TVs. So that meant that there were 2 rooms that didn't have TVs. So if somebody rented a room, we'd have to move one TV to another place. And it was a 2-story hotel with no elevator. And so I would schlep TVs up and down the stairs and probably not using the best practices.
No.
But yeah, I don't like hotels.
No. Motels are fine, but hotels.
Oh, yeah. Holiday Inns. That's where it's at.
Like no one stole like a drawer.
I don't think
like
so.
Like what about like a closet, like a shower rod or like
that would go missing all the time.
Not the curtain, but the rod.
The rod, yeah. I don't know what people do with them, but yeah.
I mean, obviously, like the complimentary like coffee pots or hair dryers, those probably
towels and the robes and stuff like that. But
what was the most obscure thing that people left behind?
I mean, sex toys were always interesting.
Yeah, but I feel like people probably felt guilty and like they couldn't take that back with them. Right?
Yeah. When I was 14, my family worked at a motel that was not the best motel, but somebody left a VCR.
Okay.
And something in my 14-year-old brain told me there's a tape in there. There's going to be porn.
Well, of course.
And sure enough, there was. And it was straight porn, so I won.
Oh, okay. I was afraid it was gonna be like some weird, like, what's the snuff films? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Like where there's like evil shit going, like like murdering and stuff like that.
Yep, it was just your pretty standard, vivid entertainment, like
Nice
weird,
produced.
like medieval themed porn with like bodices and knights and stuff.
Right? God, because you had to bring like a VCR.
Yeah.
It's not too much different because I'll take a Roku or like a Amazon Fire Stick to a hotel room to like watch stuff on like Netflix or Prime or Disney Plus.
Oh, of course.
Because even the like TVs in hotels, it's still like, your standard cable and half the channels are missing.
A lot of hotels now have Netflix built in.
Oh, well, I don't stay in 3-star hotels, Steve.
Oh, fair enough.
Is that why you prefer like Airbnbs these days? Like you just like don't want, because exactly everything that goes on in like motels and hotels. Like,
yeah, I mean, like I'll still stay in a hotel, but they always kind of bum me out because I just know that the room that I stayed in, some dirtbag has probably ejaculated somewhere, anywhere, all over the place. You never know.
I had a not that disturbing, but this weekend, the first day I opened the sheets, there was 2 long black hairs. It's like, obviously not my hair. I don't have black hair.
Yeah. But my mama always told me it's better to find 2 long black hairs than 2 short curly ones.
But also, I'm worried, like, do they change the sheets? Because I know, like, when I stay in hotels, And I'm pretty sure the maids don't change the sheets if you're staying in those rooms. Like they'll just make the bed. They're not going to change out the sheets.
Yeah, every hotel that I've worked at, they change out the sheets after everybody checks out.
Right.
But yeah, and if you can request, I think.
Right.
But there's a trend now to quote unquote save resources.
Yep.
To not have any housekeeping service until you're done.
Or
you
you request it. Yeah. We did that when we were in California.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're staying in a hotel for like a couple of days, and it was like one day, it was like, all right, I need service, so you had to request it, which I think is kind of nice because you know a lot of times they just like want to get that cleaned up or you know do the rooms, and I appreciate because how many times do you like turn down your own bed, right?
Right.
And towels, like I could, although it's weird, like my normal towel at home dries the next day I use it, but then the next day I try to use the towel that I had drying in the hotel. It's like still damp.
Yeah, it's because it's too new. Like,
oh yeah,
there's a thing about towels that you know, not gross towels, but used towels that have been washed and like have some of their like freshness used up are actually better towels because like new towels, like when you dry yourself off, you're not getting dry.
No,
You're just getting the towel wet.
There was that Curb Your Enthusiasm episode all about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Larry had like ratty towels where like strings are dangling.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good towel for me.
I agree.
I love a ratty towel.
How many times do you use a towel before you wash it?
There's a great Married with Children episode where Al is like, or Peg was like trying to wash the towels, and Al was like, why do you wash the towels? When I come out of the shower, I'm supposed to be clean. So why do you need to wash towels?
Yeah.
But I do it at least once a week.
Yeah. I think probably about 3 times my.
Yeah, it's around there. I know my towels going through the wash frequently.
Yeah.
But I'm not like a one and done.
No.
I'm not that affluent.
Oh no, can't afford that.
Like that's the only thing I would, if you know we were millionaires, I would buy 365 pairs of underwear and socks.
Oh yeah, that's the dream.
Yeah. Although, you know, if I'm that rich, I'm not going to wear underwear. Who needs underwear when you're rich?
That's right.
Rich people probably have like built-in sock shoes where you don't need socks at all.
That's right. And they probably have fancy diapers that they wear.
Yeah. Where the pee pee and poo poo like absorb into your body and become nutrients or something like that.
Yeah.
You like those, like the still suits from Dune, where like you piss and shit in them and like, oh no, they just go back into your body and
they make your hair shiny and your teeth white.
Yeah. Eyes blue.
Open hearts can't lose.
What an interesting path we went on. There was a clip of The Simpsons, and then we talked about hotels. Was there anything else in that clip? Kelly Clarkson, the infinity toilet. That's how it started, right?
Yeah. I like that Dr. Phil's a jerk to everybody, and that his house looks like him.
I like how, she just named people, and they're just like adding that jerk Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
It's, we're all known to, no one likes Dr. Phil.
Yeah. Oprah's like unleashed some evil into the world with her doctors.
Yeah, her doctors, Oz and Phil.
Yeah.
Hucksters. That's all they're snake oil salesmen. And so she's part of that. She's a snake oil salesperson herself.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Come at me, Oprah stands.
Yeah.
You know what, Oprah, we're not voting for you for president ever.
Nope.
Now, Stedman,
why don't you take a clue out of Hugh Hefner's book and put somebody else on your magazine cover? Yeah.
We probably shouldn't bring up Hugh Hefner either. He's
a monster.
I mean, we all kind of figured he was, but then even after his death, like, we can talk about how shitty he was.
Yeah, that his clubs for sex were bad.
Wow. But I thought it was about female empowerment, Steve.
Sure. Yeah, airbrushing is super feminist.
All right. We'll go back to the episode of The Simpsons that we're supposed to be discussing, which is this one.
Speaking of cranky but lovable sexless grandpas.
Krusty the Clown.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Lindsay Nagel hands Krusty her card, which illustrates that she's a daytime producer at large. And then I like how there's a parentheses of this week. Nice inside joke of like she's, her job is something different all the time.
Yeah.
So she gives Krusty a real test to prove his daytime chops. So she's given the task to dance in front of a group of moms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Krusty wants to maintain his dignity, but when he gets another cameo request to make up a rap about Bryson getting braces tightened, he kind of reconsiders. So he takes a swig of whiskey and then awkwardly begins to move. And then we get Flo Rida's Low playing, which I feel like we've heard that song so many times on this podcast.
Yeah.
Because it was like a #1 hit all the time, right?
Yeah, it was. And it was the only song in this episode, too.
Yeah, which is your intro song. You're welcome, America.
Yeah.
So Krusty gets into the groove to get those moms dancing. He's just kind of doing like not really dance moves, just shaking his arms and hips. So Lindsay witnesses this, and when she's looking at the moms, they turn into bags of money, and Krusty also turns into a dollar sign.
So meanwhile, at the Pet Max pet store, Lisa and Bart run around happily as Marge is led by an eager Santa's little helper. Homer's impatient and frustrated by being surrounded by food that he can't eat. Food such as
Mutt Mouth,
Pupper's Supper,
Nature's Attempt,
Soylent Fetch,
Growly's Griblets,
Purple Bison,
Barking Mad,
Jimmy Kibbles,
Anxiety Alpo,
Pilo Pellets,
Nectar of the Dogs,
Sharina Despair,
and Dr. Hush's Calm Down Beef. I do like the Jimmy Kibbles.
Yeah. I also like Dr. Hush's Calm Down Beef.
Yeah. That seems like something like that Jimmy Kimmel would do. Like,
I could definitely see him. I don't know how he feels about pets, but I could definitely see him having a line of dog food.
we know where he feels politically because he's very political.
That's true.
Alienates like half of the country because of his politics.
Yeah, because they're so bold and weird. He wants healthcare for a sick child.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
Dickhead. Thank God our boy Ted Cruz beat him at that one basketball challenge a few years ago.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz. Oh, he's going to be a guest on the podcast next week. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, boy.
Yes, we have to talk good things about him.
Yeah. His.
We already talked about him killing dogs and stuff like that. Or attempted murder of his dog.
Yeah, so can't even do that, right? I'm sorry. He didn't do that. He's saved. He's a savior. He's great. Fuck him.
I hope his kids listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
They hate him more than we hate him.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring this up, how I always find it jarring. I don't know if jarring is the right word, but it's always weird when a Simpsons episode starts without an actual Simpsons character.
It is a
like
little weird.
Coming into like our first beat, where we're like already like a couple minutes in, where we finally get to see the family of Simpsons.
It's true.
Because we had no title gag, we had no couch gag, just started straight. There was no,
Yeah, it was a cold open.
Didn't get to see a Homer or a Bart, a Lisa or a Maggie or Marge too.
Right. And it's confusing because, like, what are we watching? Are we watching the Rabinowitzes? We're watching The Simpsons.
And I felt like, is this going to be like almost like a Road to Cincinnati type of episode where like the Simpsons are not in it? But we knew going in Marge was going to be, it was a Marge story. So,
right. Yeah.
Just interesting setup, no
this episode is structured very interestingly, I'd say.
Right. All right, so Marge considers the grain-free virus grainful food. So Bart and Lisa come running up to her. Bart also wants a gecko. Then Lisa wants a guinea pig. Doesn't she have one? Or
yeah, she does. Yeah. She has a hamster.
Mini, yeah.
Yeah.
Homer suggests they get both and then put them in a cage and wait to see what happens. I'm pretty sure that guinea pig will be eating that gecko.
Yeah, I think so.
Marge checks her to-do list, which has her getting a flea check for Santa's little helper, a flea check for Homer, trip to the grocery store, and then a trip to the bulk grocery store, and then a special trip to the vegan grocery store for Lisa. That's like, nice. That's a pretty good, that's a carry on. Like I've done that before.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to like a Kroger, but then I need to go to the Safeway because they have better seafood selection, or I need to go to like one of the bulk stores. Like no one really knows about Winco stores unless you're from Washington, Idaho.
It's
Nevada,
funny that you mentioned
Oregon, California.
No,
Colorado. That's not
Colorado. Yeah. Washington, Idaho, Nevada, Colorado, Oregon.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned Winco, because there's kind of a viral TikTok video going around about this woman who moved from New York to Oregon, and she went to Winco for the first time, and she was blown away by how fancy it was.
What?
She saw the tubs of bulk candy.
Okay.
And
it's not fancy.
And all the fun exotic frozen things, which are basically just Mexican products like paletas and stuff like that. And the aisles were so big, and she's talking about it was this glorious decadent thing. But Winco to me is just Cub Foods. It's just normal.
And it's the frozen section could get actually cow tongue and liver and a lot of exotic, not exotic meats, but things you don't see at your local Safeways or Kroger. I guess everything's gonna be Kroger now when Kroger buys Albertsons and Safeway. For Winco, for me, it's very cost effective. Sometimes the clientele could be less than being snooty.
And
I was
sometimes
it kind of smells like spoiled milk. No, that's
Yeah.
Albertsons. Albertsons always smells like spoiled milk for some reason.
At least
Albertsons to me always seems gross. Like the
Yeah, I
floors are
agree.
always any Albertsons I go into, the floors are always just dirty.
Albertsons always seems like a bummer to me, like a bleak,
Yeah.
like it's sad. Like
It's
Winco,
stuck in the
I-
80s.
it really is, and you just feel like bummed out. Like,
Winco's
Yeah.
better than Albertsons.
yeah, I would love to shop at a Winco more frequently, but they're always in locations that are. I don't
Well,
want to be snooty either.
Yeah, but they're always so busy too. That's another thing.
Yeah,
That's
they're
another
always-
reason they're always packed. But the best thing about Winco Foods in our area is that it's employee owned and operated.
That's true.
There's no corporate overlords.
Yeah, they're a great company.
This episode is sponsored by Winco.
Winco and not hotels.
But I feel like also like that store, their variety for like vegan like type of options isn't that, or like a lot of like dietary based options isn't that well curated.
That's true. Yeah, I mean they probably still have like the same garden burger varieties that you could get in like 2002, but
In a 7-Eleven, yeah.
yeah. But still, they're a good store, and they provide a good service for things that are close to food deserts in the town. Like it's a good spot.
This really does sound like a commercial.
Back at the food store, all of this, all the food and all the kids and everything is overwhelming Marge, and she has a little bit of an anxiety attack in the store. So she looks to a bag of refined canine dog food, where the canine model asked if this is how Marge imagined her life. And so after the spokes dog admits to licking his own little butt, Marge is tapped on the shoulder by a woman inviting her to participate in a focus group. Marge eagerly agrees and tells Homer to pick a food, any food. Marge then goes to a room led by Focus Group Incorporated, where people with too much free time make decisions for everyone else. Inside, Lindsay leads a focus group consisting of Marge, Julio, Helen Lovejoy, Bernice Hibbert, and that Lamb of God herself, Agnes Skinner. There are no wrong answers, so Helen suggests recipes. Bernice adds air fryer recipes, while Julio wants celebrities, and Agnes wants something with vacuums.
In the store, Lisa and Bart are bone fighting, like with a bone for the dog, which don't give bones to dogs, real bones. And they're also wearing an anti-coyote dog vests. Homer also wonders if a shiny coat or liver support are more important. And then in this clip, Helen doesn't bring much to the focus group table, but Marge happens to have an idea or two.
Hats?
What about hats, Helen?
Maybe babies wearing hats? And it's a whole baby hat fashion show.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
there you go. That's not bad.
And you know how there are just too many dog food options these days? What if you brought out Instagram dogs and had them do a taste test?
Wow. Well, that's really good. What other ideas do you have?
Candle unboxing and sniffing. Celebrities read nice tweets about other celebrities. Unexpected jack-o'-lanterns. Funny bed-making fails. And tweens explain TikToks to carpool moms. Huh?
You're a natural. You've got nice ideas coming out the wazoo. I'm in the market for a new segment producer.
You are?
Will you excuse me for a second? Jerry, you're fired.
I'm free.
What's an unexpected jack-o'-lantern?
Comes a time in every young boy's life. No, I don't know.
Is it maybe like you see a rotting green pepper and it has a face?
That's possible. Or maybe like somebody pulls up to their house like in October and when they went to work that day, no jack-o'-lanterns. But this crew like constructs like things of their like maybe their favorite show is Succession. So the show can like make a jack-o'-lantern for each character. Like you could have Sarah Snook and that old guy who was on The Simpsons. Carve jack-o'-lanterns in their likeness, so when they arrive home, they get some unexpected jack-o'-lanterns.
Brian Cox. You're thinking
There it
of
is,
Brian Cox.
Yeah, Brian Cox, Jeremy Strong, Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, all the people in Succession.
The Culkin kid.
And the Culkin kid, he can be jacking off in that pumpkin.
Danny
Oh.
McBride. John Goodman.
Edie Patterson.
Wait, that's the other Succession show. Sorry.
Yeah.
I meant Matt Smith. The other people from Game of Thrones. Oh, that's the others. Is HBO just making Succession shows?
Yeah, pretty much, because there's another one. There's a British one that's literally like that. Yeah.
OG Game of Thrones was all about kind of Succession.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it is.
It all started with Arliss.
I mean, Sopranos, kind of.
Yeah, that's true.
Sex in the City, who has sleeps with more guys. Is that? I'm assuming that's the plot of the show.
Yeah, Game of Thrones more like a game of beds.
What HBO shows are just like Succession, Entourage, like who's got more power in Hollywood?
Yeah, Dream On. He was dreaming of, having sex a lot.
Real Sex 14 through 17.
Yeah, those were the whole dragon series where people would be dragging their ass over other people.
And remember, like a few years ago when HBO bought the rights to Sesame Street? Wow, those HBO Sesame Street episodes, very much like Succession.
Oh, yeah.
After the first season, they like chopped off Big Bird's head.
Yeah.
Put it on a pike. It was weird. Who knew Bert had a huge hog, by the way?
Yeah. A lot of birdseed there. And when Ernie was fucking fucking Oscar the Grouch, that was a weird twist. And then
that weird scene where like the Snuffleupagus like uses his fire breath that burns down the house, and then like you see a naked Elmo holding like Snuffleupagus eggs.
I'm the mother of dragons.
Tickle me.
When he taught about colors in the Red Wedding.
The only color that matters. Red.
Yeah.
Still a good show.
Yeah, still great. So Marge considers the job offer, but feels that she should consult with the family first. She then checks her phone and finds 105 mixed text messages, including Homer asking which kid goes in the baby seat, Lisa wondering if God is real, and Bart requesting his blood type, as well as Maggie typing to let her mother know that she learned to text, spelled LERNED T0 T capital EX capital T.
First question. Who gave Maggie a phone?
It's true. Like she has her own line because it was her. So she also learned how to buy a phone.
Yeah, so Marge also has Maggie programmed in her phone.
It's true.
Because if you're texting for the first, unknown number, the name's not going to show up.
Right. That's a good point.
Bart, blood type, so he must have gotten an accident.
Right. And I think that I didn't do the research, but there is an episode where he asks and Marge knows. It's an it's a classic episode.
You didn't put that in the notes?
I know. I'm sorry. I let everybody down.
I'm thinking about not making you come to work next week.
Free. I'm free.
Or I'll make you do something else.
Fine.
Okay.
But to answer Lisa's question, no.
I just said no. Well, Steve, I always wondered, what if God was one of us?
Like a slob among us trying to make his way home?
I don't know the rest of the lyrics.
Nobody does, except for Joan Osborne. And
Ozzy's sister?
That's right.
I legit, when I was a kid, I thought they were related.
That makes sense.
I thought like, he's all about the devil and Satan, and she was all about God and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But as we know, I'd rather be an Ozzy than a God-fearing man. What?
Yeah.
Although he's kind of God-fearing. Well, not God-fearing, but
I mean, he'll meet God soon enough, assuming there is one. But sure, it probably isn't.
I met him a few weeks ago, Steve. Don't you remember? I almost died.
Oh, that's right. I thought you meant Ozzy Osbourne.
That's what I meant to. I met God. He had 5 fingers and was voiced by Harry Shearer.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't see his face.
That makes sense.
Hopefully it was white, though, because I don't want God to be misappropriating his race.
Right. I get what you're saying, but the way you say it, I sure hope God's white. Doesn't sound great.
I meant because Harry Shearer, who does the voice of God on The Simpsons, is white.
Right. Yeah.
And a few years ago, as we know,
right.
Yes. Like Hank Azaria can't play Apu anymore because he's not Indian. That was what I was going for, Steve.
I know. I just want to clarify for our listeners so we don't assume that.
Jesus, what? Oh man, someone's going to be like, listen to it and then stop the recording. Like, I knew it.
I knew these guys are racist.
Jesus, no, I meant this is a Simpsons podcast. They know that, right?
Yeah, we're cool.
Hank, Harry Shearer does the God voice.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
just because he's a baritone.
Milo, can you cut this out?
So Marge accepts the job, and as she leaves the building, the newly fired Jerry gives her a warning. No one makes it out of these shows unchanged. But Marge isn't worried, as she's not much of a changer. Jerry goes on to warn her that she can keep her job, or she can keep her soul, but she can't keep both. Also, when you return in your receipts, you got to break them down between dining and mileage, or you'll await the reimbursements forever.
So let's go to our second act, all right?
Alrighty.
It begins like every second act. at the Viacom Studios, a division of Warner Brothers. Marge is impressed by both the hustle and the bustle of the TV show production. They walk by Krusty's dressing room, where the clown prince of Channel 6 is receiving his new hip and more relatable makeover with a stylish coif of hair, a sports coat over a sweater, and a pair of sneakers to complete the look of formal casual comfort. Kind of looks like Ellen DeGeneres.
A little bit. And yeah, this is clearly a parody of Ellen DeGeneres and her show and how she's kind of a horrible person. In case,
Or is it?
I mean, we'll get there, but it is in a way. Like
in general, I mean, I guess. Oh yeah, we haven't watched the whole episode yet, but this is where we're going.
Yeah. So Lindsay takes Marge to her desk and shows her the board where she can pin all of her brilliant segment ideas. Marge must always be coming up with segments, as Lindsay explains that a daytime talk show without fun and interesting segments is like she then asks a PA to finish her metaphor, which is actually a simile. The young gopher is at a loss for words, so Miss Nagel tells him to get a baked potato to throw at his head. The assistant runs in fear, and Lindsay leaves Marge to get to work. A replacement production assistant arrives to get Marge's lunch order. Marge declines, as the kids have already packed her a special treat for her first day. She digs through the brown paper bag and finds a note that reads, "Good luck, Mom, we love you." And then she dumps the contents of the bag, which consists of a rotten apple, half a personal bag of potato chips, a roll of cookie dough, and a can of beef broth.
Can we just stop right there? Like,
yeah.
How would Lisa be part of that? Like, that's nothing
Right.
Lisa would put. It's like almost like Homer and Bart did that.
Right. And I'm thinking that if Homer did it, it's actually very sweet.
Yes.
Because he was like, oh, Marge needs fruit. And he's too dumb to realize that the apple is rotten.
Right.
But he wanted to give her a treat. And so he gave her the cookie dough. And then, he probably had the full bag of chips, but he had a couple because he's Homer.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, she needs something more complete. She needs soup. And beef broth is basically soup.
Right.
So, yeah, it's kind of sweet.
Yeah, I think it was Homer that put it together.
Yeah. So Marge reconsiders and offers to buy lunch for the PA as well. And we learn that to make it much simpler for all of the producers, all PAs are named Jordan. Do we want to go through some of Marge's ideas?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty. We got unlikely animal frenemies.
We got hunky plant daddies.
We've got a baby animal obstacle course.
Bonnie Raitt.
It's funny. PTA meeting drinking games.
Golf cart lip sync.
Oven cleaning reveals.
And new uses for pumpkin spice. I like how it's just like Bonnie Raitt.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't bring her on.
Most of my knowledge of Bonnie Raitt is true from the Tonight Show in 1993.
I mean, PTA beating drinking games is kind of funny.
Yeah, and the golf cart lip sync is very much of a James Corden.
Yeah,
his thing that he does.
Like oven cleaning reveals, like it's clean.
Ta-da!
But the new uses for pumpkin spice, which I think pumpkin spice is just cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, mace, ginger. I think that's
cardamom.
It. Cardamom.
Yeah. Cardamom, ginger. Yeah. I like to add a little black pepper too, but that's just me.
Apparently, I only like to add white pepper.
That sounds like you.
All right, so Marge pins the kid's note on the board and receives her lunch in a plastic container. She quips that she should have ordered a salad to go with her salad toppings. Marge is very funny because
there's
a lot of stuff on her lettuce. So for Marge, like a salad would probably be just like iceberg with like carrot shavings, cabbage, maybe 2 cucumbers, and like two cherry tomatoes. Right? That's like
that's
a
right.
salad,
Yeah.
like your typical like going to like a diner. Like here's the garden salad, and here's your bucket of ranch dressing to put all over the salad. Oh, do you need a pound of cheddar cheese? We can get that for you.
Yeah, and like cubes of ham.
And the hard-boiled eggs. And you're thinking, should I eat these eggs?
Yeah, and you're never sure.
It's more like a club salad. Although I do like a club salad because it is just like meat and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a club sandwich without a salad or without bread.
Yeah, I mean, when you get the bacon and the blue cheese and all that, like it's good. Like,
sometimes you crave that like crappy like ranch dressing / blue cheese type of salad, like a wedge salad. Yeah,
wedge salad it's a solid salad.
Yeah, I'm not a big wedge. I'm not a big blue cheese guy, so I'm not.
I can see that.
I mean, if you get the wedge salad, say, "Can you give me ranch dressing?" Then let's
I'm
going to town. Let's talk.
Yeah.
So this inspires her to write celebrity salad hacks on an index card and then pins it to the board. So she looks around and sees her younger, trendier coworkers pouring their dressing onto their salads and then shaking the plastic clamshell. I was like, how are you supposed to do it?
Yeah, it's a thing.
I've been doing it wrong this whole time. So Marge follows suit and having fun tossing her own salad. We all love to toss our own salad every once in a while.
Yeah.
Krusty is less happy, of course, as the writing on his new show isn't what he expected.
Uh-oh.
What the hell is this? You people didn't write me any jokes.
You don't need jokes. The women in our audience are just happy to be out of the house. They want to dance to clean versions of Pitbull songs and go home with a free copy of a Real Housewife's memoir. Your only job is just be nice. It's all about nice. Did you just make eye contact with the host?
No, I would never.
Ladies and gay friends, I'm MC Hairbone, the funkiest daytime DJ in the world. Get on your feet for your newest non-threatening sting of late morning or early afternoon, depending on your local market and time zone. Krusty!
I love Sideshow Mel as a DJ.
Well, that's the Ellen, right? She has a DJ too. Yeah.
And it's all very nice. And the whole thing about like the safe for work Pitbull songs and stuff like that.
Right.
It's just like pandering to middle America.
Yep.
In such a great way.
It's like, I listen to hip hop. I hear it on Ellen every day.
That's right.
I mean, Krusty.
So Krusty dances on stage and into the audience, where a crowd of mostly middle-aged women groove along with him. Krusty flosses onto a set and then sits down. And as he sits, he sees that his shoelace is untied. And then he jokes that he's already had his first wardrobe malfunction. And the audience laughs hysterically. Hypnotherapist Wendy Sage, who we met, I think, last season or recently, comments from the audience, "That's the kind of joke we get," which is a really funny line. And Krusty imagines the audience members as big sacks of money.
Oh, just like how Lindsay saw him with big sack of money. Yeah. I kind of giggled at the joke. His wardrobe malfunction.
It's funny. This is just a shoelace. When I think of wardrobe malfunction, I think of Justin Timberlake ripping off the breast of, not the breast, but exposing Janet Jackson's breast.
Well, I think of a wardrobe malfunction with also Justin Timberlake and him and Britney Spears, one of those full denim suits back in the early 2000s.
That was a malfunction.
All right. Marge's first segment is Baby Hat Parade, which she mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
It's underway, and Marge is hopeful that people will enjoy it. So she looks for confirmation from Jordan, and a number of assistants nod in agreement because, as we all know, all the assistants are named Jordan.
Or Mike Mitchell.
Krusty jokes that one toddler in a cowboy hat saying, "I'm going to wrangle me up a nap." And the audience just eats it up. Even we ate it up.
Yeah.
Marge has found her people and loves that they are raising the roof for her idea. She can't believe that people get paid for this. And then one of the Jordans reminds her that they are interns, so they're not getting paid.
At home, Lisa and Bart watch as Krusty referees an herb garden showdown. Lisa's surprised that Bart isn't upset, but he has a poignant and somewhat metatextual perspective. Krusty, meanwhile, loves his new gig, and Lindsay is impressed with Marge's work.
Bart, you're taking this really well. I'd have thought you'd be hatching some scheme to get the old Krusty show back.
Why would I do that? I got my favorite Krusty episodes right here. More than 700 of them. Kinda makes you think. Once you have enough episodes of any classic show, why do you need to keep making more?
Well, the reason is...
Shh! Watching Classic Krusty.
Oh, it's just so easy. I don't have to be funny anymore. I just have to be nice. It's the greatest grift I've ever done. I'm gonna go buy some cars.
You did a great job today, Marge. You know, we women have to stick together in this business, but I also want you to never quite be sure where you stand with me and just have a general sense of unease about my intentions. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Great. Okay, everybody, conference room. Pitch meeting for tomorrow. You, plaid shirt. Not you, plaid shirt tall. Yeah, bring the binder of dinner menus.
I love the joke. Of course, I think we both do, of Bart skimming through, talking about a show that's been on too long. Obviously, like, he's got 700 episodes. Why didn't he make more? He's coming up with it. The Krusty Show. They're obviously referencing Family Guy.
That's right.
Been on for 21 seasons. Like, all right, Seth, like, calm down. I think you got Orville, you got
Yeah.
American Dad. Just, do we need more Family Guy?
Another episode where Peter upsets Lois, and then he has to
Ugh.
do something to make it better.
Because Lois is going to divorce him, right?
Yeah.
The kids, the daughter and the son man and the son
Yeah.
boy get into the situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we get it.
Yeah. The baby's really smart. We know.
Yeah. The baby could probably text on a phone now.
Yeah.
The dog's also smart too.
Mm-hmm.
It does human things, which maybe the creator of the show doesn't like. Oh, wait, what show are we talking about?
I don't even know anymore.
But yeah, I did enjoy that little bit.
Yep. I also, it's a small line, but hey, you plaid. No, not plaid small, plaid tall. That's really funny. You can do that in Portland right now.
Hey, you plaid.
We got some more Marge segments.
Oh, wow.
We've got evolution of the throw blanket,
We got phone booth karaoke,
after school snack hacks.
celebrity composting tips. Wait, is that for like murdering a celebrity and how to compost them?
I think so, yeah.
Here's my tip, guys. You take the dead body, you bury it, and then you put endangered plants over the corpse.
Oh,
You
smart.
buried it. It's illegal to dig up that area because there's endangered plants. There's a hack for you guys.
It's great. And the celebrity will help those plants thrive.
Yeah. I learned this from my good pal, the Juice. O.J. Simpson.
Yeah. Is there anything he can't do and can get away with? We have Studio Croquet.
Croquet. Smart pet tricks.
Krusty pranks weird guy in accounting.
Edible Christmas decorations.
Best wine themed wall art.
Cupcake skirmishes.
Elevator charades.
Celebrity obstacle course.
Repurposing old receipts.
Wasn't Celebrity Obstacle Course? Didn't Billy Eichner already do that? Like on one of his like Billy in the Streets
did,
thing?
yeah, I think so.
It was pictures of celebrities or something like that. Like,
Right, yeah.
Tax season tips with the U.S. women's soccer team.
You know what's funny is that these are all like obviously jokey ones, but I would not be surprised to see any of these on daytime TV. Like
They're not off, like they're not goofy enough. Like they seem like they
Right.
could actually work.
like after school snack hacks. I think Coda and Kelly
Coda or whatever. Yeah.
Coda, yeah, they've probably done that.
I mean,
And,
smart pet tricks is funny.
Right, and edible Christmas decorations. That's a fun project.
That's a
for the kids.
gingerbread. That's a gingerbread house.
Yeah,
and the popcorn wreaths you make, or the garland of popcorn
Right,
you make.
yeah.
What else? Edible. Unless it's like edible as in marijuana laced.
Ooh, now that's a Noel log I could get down with.
You know how they have like the mistletoe where you're supposed to kiss under it? What if there's like a little dangling bud where like you meet someone and it doesn't have to be, any gender, whatever. It doesn't have to be sexual. You meet under there. You gotta smoke a J.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, you gotta smoke me.
That's cool, Jay.
Yeah, fucking too much about that. Eubanks.
That's cool, Jay. Should I be doing that voice? Probably not.
Oh no, definitely not. Oh jeez. You're trying to do an impersonation of African American, and I'm saying God should be white, Steve. I think we need to be canceled.
Yeah, it's a problematic episode.
Oy vey.
Oy. Oh,
Jesus. Steve, come on. Let's just get on with this week's episode, Steve.
Alrighty.
All right, so Krusty dances with his crowd and burns some food in a cooking segment and gives a Air Butler brand air fryer to each audience member. He then leaves the studio, hops in his Lamborghini, and drives to an auto dealership and drives off in a truck carrying several pink sports cars. So Marge stares at her segment board, and Krusty face appears on several magazines, such as the Daily Time Prattle, with the headline, "He's a Hit."
We got the Hollywood Reporter with reports that Krusty is the king of nice.
Hey, that's the title of the episode. Drink.
Hey, you're right. Okay.
We got GQ that features Krusty on the cover of the Nice issue.
We have Krusty on Time magazine saying, "Yep, I'm nice," a reference to Ellen DeGeneres' 1997 cover where she said, "Yep, I'm gay."
We have a variety of reports that Krusty inks a historic 10,000th episode deal.
And we have K, the Krusty magazine. Although one time I was in the woods and I found some Krusty magazines. Which features a nice clown sitting in a bale of hay in the back of a wagon.
Wait, was that those Krusty magazines that you found?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. So then we go to Rith, Chris's, Sal's, Bob's Ruth's Steakhouse. I really enjoyed that visual gag.
Mm-hmm.
Marge is late to meet Homer for dinner, but Homer isn't upset as, he is starving. Although he does warn Marge that Bill may be high because he's already had a full meal. This is a very spendy place to have 2 meals for one person.
Yeah.
Marge then tells Homer all about her day. And then in this clip, Homer tries to do the same, but Marge finds herself distracted by her work.
And then Krusty didn't even tell us he had swapped the A and B blocks. I'd already preset the demo table for my segment Popcorn Maker Wars. So then, it's my fault the reuniting soldiers and their dogs segment was such a disaster. Carla's the one who turned on the popcorn machines.
And that hair department, Carla?
No, hair department Carla is blonde.
You know, my day was pretty crazy, too. Lenny came in this morning with a ladybug on his shirt, and we were seeing how long before he noticed it.
Segment idea. Krusty goes blonde.
Lenny made it all the way to lunch, and then the little guy just fell off on its own. We called him Ladybug Lenny for the rest of the day. Ladybugs.
Oh, I have to go back to the office. The viral skateboard grandma we booked for tomorrow has a history of racist tweets.
Marge, I forgot my wallet.
I love how jovial Homer is in telling the lame story, much like my lame story that was cut off rudely last week about my dream.
Oh, it was a great story. So I don't
and
know.
And only you know about it.
Yeah, I know. And I would love to get into it right now and just retell it. But dude, look at the time. But yeah, I do love how joyful he is about Ladybug Lenny.
Should we just start calling Lenny Ladybug Lenny to keep it as an ongoing?
I think so, yeah.
Can we remember that?
Just remember when you think of Lenny, think of Jonathan Brandis and Rodney Dangerfield.
Sequest DS9's Jonathan Brandis, R.I.P.
Exactly, because he was in the movie Ladybugs.
And he's dead.
That's right. He killed himself? EOD.
Probably.
Yeah, one of those two.
All right.
You want some more Marge ideas?
I guess.
Alrighty. How do you smell to others?
Cable unboxing again.
Krusty pranks ER doctors.
That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Guess the price. Condiment edition.
Tongue scrapers ranked.
Soup dunk tank.
Also seems like a bad idea unless it's gazpacho. And inspired by her evening with Homer, date night fails.
Which soup would you want to be dunked in? Like, let's say it's like a mild, like it's only at it's sat out for 10 minutes, so it's not
too hot.
Yeah. It's still like 105 degrees, which is like probably too hot.
Yeah.
We'll say it's 98 degrees, like your body temperature. Yeah.
It's a good question. I think I might go with like a beer cheese soup.
Whoa.
Really?
Literally just thinking the same thing.
This makes sense. Like
I'm gonna get my hair wet again, dunk my head down.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I'm good. Or like a broccoli cheddar.
Yeah.
I wouldn't also mind a minestrone.
Minestrone would be okay.
Yeah. But the beer cheese soup.
No chowders.
Can we even say that beer cheese soup? It's not a soup.
No, it's a dip.
It's a cheese sauce, like a very watered down cheese sauce.
Yeah, it's like 2 steps from queso.
But damn, is it good? You think like, soup. Soup is always kind of like you feel like a healthier meal in a way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
No. All right, Steve. We're asking the listeners to donate money to us to buy a hot tub.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to fill the hot tub up with beer cheese soup, and we'll record our podcast from a beer cheese hot tub.
That sounds delightful.
Our live shows, we'll travel with. We'll have to hire a semi to put our portable. Well, you know what they have? They have blow up, or not like, but they have inflatable hot tubs now. They're like $300.
That's not bad.
Yeah, we just put in the beer cheese soup in there.
Mm-hmm. I like this idea.
Yeah. This is like, I'm also thinking of like servers like bringing us like chicken wings and like bread and like it was like dip.
Yeah, it's like pretzels and
oh Jesus.
Oh man,
we'll have to like shave our entire body so there's like no hair.
Sure, yeah,
in there,
and we'll have to do like a hazmat like cleaning tank.
We'll wear like We'll wear like a wetsuit.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, we'll wear like a wetsuit. Yeah,
yeah,
because it'd be hard for us to like clean off. I don't want like cheese everywhere. I don't want stuff like that. So we'll wear like a full wetsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then just dip into All right. That's our goal.
Yeah. Go to gofundme.com/annoyedgruntboys.
Hey, Annoyed Grant Boys, what if you just took that money that we donated to you and gave it to like charities? Like, I don't know, maybe give it to like Planned Parenthood or, something worthwhile.
Yeah, those are very good ideas, listener, but we want our beer cheese hot tub. There are more important things at stake here.
And your funds also have to pay for those like full body wetsuits.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Soup suits. Is that a thing?
It is now.
Oh boy, that sounds good. I just want beer. Oh, that sounds great. Okay.
Yeah.
So Lindsay Nagel walks in and examines Marge's board. She says no to 2 ideas, says one is too edgy, another is too soft, and then she looks at tongue scrapers ranked. She's like, what is this, Corden? She's seen one idea before. One segment isn't timely enough, while another is like too timely. Then she asks, what is this, Fallon? And then she sees the note from the kids that says, good luck, Mom. We love you. She doesn't even get that one. She leaves Marge asking if that's all she's got. And then Marge looks around and realizes that maybe it is all that she has.
Oh, no. So Marge joins the family at the dinner table. She apologizes for being so stressed lately and says it's great to sit down together for a meal. Lisa reassures her mother, saying that she gets to do her dream job. And Bart tells Marge that he's proud of her, and then he asks for index cards. He then says that he's hungry for segments, and his head turns into a blue 3x5 card. Marge sees the entire family as index cards, Homer holding a bowl of steamed pushpins. Marge steps away in horror. The kitchen around her falls to the ground, leaving her standing on a giant calendar grid with show weeks stamped throughout the year. Marge tries to run away, but meets a number of index card creatures with pushpin eyes and squiggly, sharpie mouths. Marge continues to run through the circus-like environment past a sea of dancing Krusties. She then falls through the hole into the ground into a giant salad. She briefly sighs a breath of relief, but the plastic clamshell closes over her and Lindsay Nagel shakes the salad, cackling. Marge then awakes from her nightmare, surrounded by index cards, her arms covered in Sharpie marks.
Scary.
I
was going to say that was a very fun animated dream sequence.
Really well done, yeah.
Yeah. So in the Krusty office the next day, one writer sobs at his desk while another cowers in fear of their own shadow. Another worker chews on her hair while Marge shakily pins a card that says, give audience $20 to the board. The segment joins her less inspired ideas like pumpkins, texting, and something with the vacuums. Then Lindsay steps into the writer's office to inform the staff that the big boss wants to see everyone for a big meeting. And one of the writers is shocked that Krusty's unset already since, they don't film for another 8 minutes. And in this clip at the meeting, Krusty shares his gratitude and then later finds it difficult to balance her work and personal life.
I just wanted to tell you how grateful I am for all your hard work. I never knew doing a television show could require so little effort on my part. If anyone needs anything, I'll be in my spray tan tent.
Thanks, Krusty. You earned it. Back to work. We need 50 branded segment ideas for menopause chapstick and something called cereal wine.
At this solemn and holy moment, I baptize thee.
How are we supposed to do surprise makeovers on the mailman you brought in? Every one of them is already gorgeous. Shh.
Even John Rassenberg as Cliff, celebrity mailman.
He's the sexiest one of them all. Him and Carl Malone.
But not Jimmy Kimmel doing blackface as Carl Malone, right?
Of course not, no.
Okay, Jesus. Don't ever bring that up.
No.
Mr. Liberal Jimmy Kimmel himself.
Yeah.
Is the Man Show a stain on his career, whereas Adam Carolla probably
is like this? Look how progressive I used to be.
I mean, we used to watch the Man Show all the time.
Yeah,
I want to see how that holds up. Honestly, I want to see.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember anything from the show that wasn't Carl Malone or women jumping on trampolines.
Well, that's how the show ended. It was always, and here's women jumping on trampolines. Maybe it was great satire. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it is all tongue in cheek.
Comedy Central when we were kids. I loved Ben Stein's Money and, Man Show. You had South Park. I mean, you still have South Park.
Yeah.
Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Strange with Candy.
Strange with Candy. Jesus. What else?
Oh.
SNL reruns.
Yeah.
Kids in the Hall reruns.
Yeah.
Police Academy 4. That was the only one they could own. They
Right.
had the rights to.
Airheads, the movie.
Airheads. But yeah, Comedy Central back in the day. Steve, do you think we're in the running to be the new Daily Show host after Trevor Noah leaves?
I think we're definitely in consideration. Yeah. And now your moment of zen.
Yeah. Look, I haven't watched Daily Show since Craig Kilborn left.
Right. Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Like Craig Kilborn is back on the Daily Show. Is he? I don't know what, because he got into like sports talk, didn't he?
Yeah, I feel like he's like was more of a sports reporter first, like mentally, like that's kind of more his speed.
I feel like he might be like on the right side.
Yeah, I could see him like right. Yeah, in that like,
again,
right
I don't
leaning,
know,
not the correct side.
I don't know. I said God should be white. You said something anti-Semitic. I forget. Oh no, Steve, we're the blurst.
We are the blurst.
Maybe one of us should take a week off and think about what they said.
And probably do some soul searching.
Yeah. Go to a very liberal place in America.
Yeah.
Find yourself.
And, I can learn more about the Jewish culture, too.
There you go.
So back on the set, Krusty thanks the dance troupe, the Pre-K Pop and Lock crew. And I just got to say, Pre-K Pop and Lock crew is a very well-constructed joke because they're pre-K, they're K-pop, and they pop and lock. Like, that's just, I don't know, it's just well done.
But they're they're toddlers.
Yeah, so they can't even dance, but they can't even walk, but they can dance.
All right.
One of the interns feels that the segment was great, but Marge feels that it was just fine. She wonders where the GIF was, or GIF, whatever. And Jordan suggests that it was when the little kid breakdanced. But before Marge can respond, another Jordan informs Marge that there's an emergency at her house. So Marge rushes home, angry, to find her family, along with some other Springfieldians. Homer tells Marge that there's no emergency and that this is an intervention. Toilet flushes, and then little old Mo from Moe's Tavern. He joins the group.
I missed the big reveal? You said I had time. Midge, go out and come back in. Nah, forget that. Who's that even for? All right, intervention. And, go.
If this is about the melatonin gummies, I can stop whenever I want.
No, Marge. We're interventioning you and your whole deal. I never thought I'd speak ill of TV, but I think it's destroying you.
Cut to commercial. Okay, let's make this quick. Everybody say your little thing.
We're just worried about you, Marge. Look, even your best friend Luann is here.
Best friend?
Oh, we haven't had the conversation yet, but it's unspoken.
Mom, we want to be supportive of your dreams, but you just don't seem to be enjoying it anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry that you're all so threatened by a powerful, successful woman. Lisa, as a feminist, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Really? Just this week, the show's done Sexed Your Way Out of Traffic School and debuted a new daily segment called Trends in Cleavage.
When's this show on again?
I do like how Marge thinks that gummy melatonin is like her version of
Right.
like hardcore drug use.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something like probably like 98% of the country takes because
Yeah.
they're overworked,
Mhm.
stressful lives.
They're just burnt out and they need some sort of relief. They don't even want to get high. They just want to
No.
not think for a little bit.
America, we like to overwork our citizens.
It's true.
Speaking of which, Steve, I need you to record like 4 episodes this week.
Fine. Do it in between my 2 jobs.
Right.
Yeah, that was a fun clip. I know it was a little long, but it was a lot of fun there. I liked Mo's little thing about
You like Mo's little thing.
I do like Mo's little
Herbert.
thing.
Hey, it's
Hey.
baseball. All right, so you imagine Mo naked.
Mhm.
What do you think you see
Yeah.
down there?
I see a lot
imagine-
of pubes.
Oh yeah, like bush, like
Yeah.
longer than Marge's hair. It's like Marge's hair, but like,
Yeah.
and maybe there's like a little acorn there.
He's got long balls too.
Oh, like long, like nothing is like attractive there.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just a surprise and he's hung like a champ and
No, he's not.
no. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's got a little cashew and balls down to his knees.
You know, maybe he's got like a really thick head. What are we talking about, Steve?
Got a chode.
All right, Barney. What do you think Barney's dick looks like? You know what? Think about that. Take a vacation. Think about
Okay.
Barney's dick, and then come back and what do you think of
All right, he'll have
I'm pretty sure there's a website out there where we can see all the Simpsons characters naked and
Yeah.
boning. You freaks out there, you weirdo. What do you call them? The people that draw the like sex photo or pictures, and I was like, oh man, those sexual photos where Marge and other men are being sex with.
Yeah, with the drawings. of the
Hentai?
movies.
Is hentai just for Japanese anime? Or?
I think hentai is a specific thing involving it is traditionally Japanese produced, but also I think there are usually tentacles.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't really care to do research, so.
Yeah, it's a world that I'm not super familiar with, and I'm okay with that.
And that's okay.
That's right. So Marge then receives a text from Lindsay telling her to turn on Channel 5. She does so and finds celebrity gossip TMI, which is a parody of TMZ with actually a better name.
Right.
Reporting that Krusty is the king of not nice. The straw-sucking editor tells his staff that the internet is ablaze over the story exposing the toxic work environment over at Krusty. One writer heard that Krusty interns were forced to switch to Judaism and work on Christmas, then convert back and work on Passover. Marge sees this as a disaster and feels that she can finish this intervention, which she calls a dumb thing, later. She storms off, leaving the rest to wonder, what's the move here? Mo wonders if there's anything else they can work on and asks Homer about his drinking, which Homer reports is the same as it ever was.
Same as it ever was?
How did he get there?
This isn't my beautiful wife. This isn't my beautiful house. Wait, how's it?
How did I get here?
Yeah, days go by.
And everybody hates Ned Flanders. Hey, it's the Simpsons reference.
So back at Viacom Studios, interns and writers pace back and forth, nervously shaking salads and hyperventilating. Marge chugs a carton of cereal wine, which we didn't discuss cereal wine. What would that be like? Let the cinnamon toast crunch ferment in what? What's it ferment in?
That's a good question. Like maybe it is a wine-based spirit, but it's like flavored to taste like your favorite cereals. So
we're not far away from that happening, are we?
No, I mean with all the seltzers and whatnot.
We've drank beers on this podcast that are like
true.
Snickers, the beer,
right?
And like Fruity Pebbles. Like every time I have like a beer, like that's like Fruity Pebbles or something like that. Yeah,
yeah.
Like how about a Captain Crunch wines? When you sip it, it cuts the roof of your mouth.
That's not a bad idea. People would buy it. Oops, all berry wine.
Yeah, you think about like that Packy chip challenge, like the one chip, it's for like $10. It's the greatest scam of all time because you produce one chip, make it as hot as fuck as you can, and you still get a profit from these assholes who do the challenge. No offense, offense to these assholes that do the challenge.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen someone do it, it's painful. Even people are like, oh, I can handle spicy food. I'm cool with it. No, they can't.
No.
I know well enough that especially my older age, I'm not going to be doing that.
Yeah, I cannot imagine the pain that would put me through.
I'm not going to, waste like my whole day and possibly the next day because of a stupid $10 chip.
Yeah.
That, on the other hand, I did see the world's hottest gummy bear, and I really wanted to try that.
Our store actually had, a couple years ago, we had 3 employees, and they all had giant gummy bears. And one of them was that super hot gummy bear. And the person ate it, and they turned red and were sweating. And I guess you could say something of a heat seeker. So,
yeah, the dumbness of us Americans.
Yeah.
Take that chip anywhere else in the world. Like, what? No, you're dumb.
No. This is food. You need this to live.
Yeah.
Why are you wasting it? Why are you wasting money on one chip? I can buy like pounds of rice with that money. What are you doing? You horrible country.
I could feed a whole village with that same amount of money.
Yeah. You could put a down payment on an inflatable hot tub to fill it with beer cheese soup. You're wasting on a chip.
You know what? We'll sit in that tub and we'll take that chip and dip it in that cheese and eat that
There we
chip.
go.
Because beer cheese soup's got dairy in it. So, if you have spicy foods, you got to drink milk. So it might help us calm down our...
Makes sense to me.
I'm excited for beer cheese soup hot tub.
I know, it's the best.
And if it's not beer cheese, it can be broccoli cheddar, right?
Yeah, that way you get some veggies in there too.
Yeah, healthy for us. And of course, we need our full body, just our face exposed wetsuits.
Yeah, right.
Head and everything. We need that covered. Just our, eyes, lips, and nose.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we can wear goggles too. Oh, we probably should wear goggles.
Probably, yeah.
So we need a full face mask. You know what? Actually, I want scuba gear too, so we can like submerge into the cheese sauce, so we can like breathe, and then take our snorkel or our mouthpiece off, and then eat the cheese. We'll get a bakery to bake us some nice bread.
Yeah,
It's exciting. Get some beer or wine, I guess, to wash things down with.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You know, we have all those breweries and wineries that like our Instagram posts. Maybe one of them will donate to us.
Right. And maybe we can get a baker to make. Oh, here, how about this? We get a beer glass made of bread.
Oh, yeah.
So then we drink the beer, and then we can just scoop it into the pool
I
during the
love
hot tub,
it.
and then we can sip and chew. And this is gonna be great.
Wait. Pool? Yeah, let's get a pool, and then we'll invite our listeners to also hang out with us.
Yeah.
Do a live recording. So they
This
all
would be
need
fun.
They all need suits as well.
Yeah.
So you'll be paying for some of that too, listeners.
Yeah.
And your airfare too, because we gotta record this somewhere cool. Like let's just do it in I would say like Wisconsin's like cheese capital, right?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Maybe like the Bahamas or
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Hawaii. And then you and I could probably stay at your wife's, one of their relatives, so we don't have to worry about room and board, right?
Yeah, that's probably fine.
They have to find their own place, though.
Yeah, you guys are on your own. But...
Yeah, you're not coming to stay with us. All right, it's settled.
Cool.
We're doing it in Hawaii.
Alrighty. Come to Cheese Tub Blast 2023.
I'm wondering if we can maybe drain Hanama Bay there in Oahu and fill with beer cheese soup.
Okay.
That way we get some, like some fish to swim around and
yeah,
and you can snorkel.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Diamond Head Rock? What if we can like line that and just fill that with beer cheese soup? Do it on the mountain.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun and scenic. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
and the Hawaiian tourism board is just begging for more white people to come and
no one goes there.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. Yeah, because they need more environmental altering to happen. Yeah.
You're right. Maybe we'll, you know what doesn't get that much tourists? I think there's only like 20 people that live there. Antarctica. Let's cover Antarctica with beer cheese soup and we'll all just, hang out there.
Yeah, we can hang out with the bears, the polar bears, and the penguins.
The hot beer cheese soup will warm up the polar caps.
Mm-hmm.
It'll help melt the ice, so it won't be too hot.
That'd be good. Yeah, and then it'd be fun to like hang out with a polar bear.
Yeah, get that melted water into our oceans with the cheese sauce.
Yeah. It's a foolproof plan.
God,
I see
we're
nothing wrong.
Smart.
We're the smartest people in the world.
I mean, we got Herschel Walker intelligence level over here.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's going to hear this podcast and suggest this, isn't he?
Yeah, me think this good show. So, back in the offices of Krusty, Krusty steps in and he's holding the latest issue of National Squealer magazine, which offers the headline "Behind the Scenes Nightmare: Krusty's Toxic Work Environment." Krusty is upset because for the first time in his life, he's not the one responsible for the toxic work environment. He's barely even there physically, and certainly not mentally. But Lindsay reassures Krusty that she has a plan.
Don't worry, Krusty. I'm going to find whoever said it's terrible to work here and personally bully them until their hair falls out in clumps. But what you need now is a redemption episode. And I know I speak for the entire staff when I say we're willing to pull an all-nighter to make it happen.
Yeah, and you'll write me one of those apologies where it sounds like I'm sorry, but I'm not actually taking the blame for anything?
I've done hundreds of these. It's actually a template in the software we use.
Oh, the staff doesn't seem happy about this.
Uh-uh.
And really, this is what I was kind of getting into in the episode earlier, that, they're parodying Ellen, but really Krusty's just so nonchalant about everything because he lives in his own bubble, right?
Right,
and they kind of show that off, but like Lindsay Nagle really is the villain. So I'm wondering if like original idea was Lindsay Nagle was the talk show host.
Yeah.
And she hired Marge, and it was like too on the nose, maybe.
Could be,
so then they threw Krusty in.
Yeah, but I kind of like the dynamic because I like Krusty being fairly innocent and just kind of having his own thing about just enjoying being nice.
Well, Krusty's just being Krusty.
Right, exactly.
There's no character change with him in this episode at all.
Yeah.
And that's the point. Yeah, I mean, why would they change the character? Yeah. All right, well, so back at the intervention, Homer wonders what else they can work on. So he asks Bart if he's addicted to anything yet. And then Bart replies that it's none of his business. And then Homer respectfully says, fair enough.
I like that. It's like, yeah, whatever.
What do you think he would be addicted to?
Well, video games, methamphetamines, squishies, skateboarding, vandalism, sex.
Skateboarding is not a crime, man.
That's right. That's what those t-shirts on those kids said.
Although I was at my local grocery store and I saw some kids on skateboards. And I said, hey, they're not reading those signs that says no skateboarding.
Call the cops on them.
Oh, yeah. And
That's good.
Luckily, the cops said, "Oh, they're kids, so I can beat the living shit out of them."
Yeah.
We're good. There's no threat here, so let's beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, let's just turn off our body cams and go to work.
Yeah, I felt really great that day.
Yeah, you're a hero.
Yeah, thank you.
At the Krusty set, Sideshow Mel plays a slowed down version of Flow Rider's Low, and Krusty walks out, dancing in a really fun and slow way to his stool. He tells the crowd that he was devastated to learn that his show had become a toxic work environment. He then reads from the teleprompter that even though he's absolutely had no idea what was going on, the buck stops with him.
I'm not sure too about the Ellen thing too, because like, didn't she also do that kind of like statement of like she didn't know this worked for her, but like everyone felt like it was Ellen was the one getting the pressure.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have come out, even like before the whole controversy started about how you're not supposed to make eye contact with her or talk to her unless she speaks to you, and just generally difficult person to work with. And I think that were also other more executive type people who were also partaking in that kind of cavalier attitude towards lesser employees. So it wasn't just Ellen, but Ellen was definitely like the catalyst for most of it.
And not just Ellen show in general too. Like you've heard things about like Steve Harvey and like how he treats his staff.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Corden's not really a great person to get along with either, James Corden.
Yeah. Jimmy Fallon's nice enough, but he's a raging alcoholic.
Yeah, he's worse than us.
Yeah.
In the alcoholic department.
Yeah.
Humor. And the comedy department. No, you have Steve Higgins to kind of reel him into that. So
that's true, yeah.
Seth Meyers seems cool enough.
Yeah, he does. She get a haircut though.
Conan is a notorious asshole too.
Yeah. That's Sona.
Yeah. What's so funny is like I think like you listen to like Conan's podcast or just like her talking about like he's annoying and they bring that up like he's annoying to work with and he's fine with it because he'll do shit to you, not like like horrible things, but
no,
people hate because he'll just like go around playing the guitar all day and like people are annoyed by that and say it's annoying.
Yeah, he's just an annoying guy.
Yeah,
he's
like,
hilarious and probably a good person, but he's just kind of annoying, which I think is
and he'll
almost
just like
endearing.
He'll find a quirk about you and just relentlessly pick on you about it. He's kind of a bully, but I think more of an endearing way. But I don't think Conan's ever been like one of those like sexual miscreants. And
no, yeah.
He's just like, he has bad behavior, but it's like a toddler level bad behavior.
Yeah, he just wants attention mostly.
Yeah. But that's funny because he comes from, you see there's like a pattern because he comes from like a big family.
Mm-hmm.
And, like right now, like there's the whole internet now is kind of like trying to get Bill Murray canceled, or as they call it,
Yeah.
But Bill Murray also comes from a large family too. So it's all about attention seeking people. Like, they're good with fans, but they're not good to work with. But it seems like Conan might be good to work with. Who knows?
I hope that he is, because
he won't hire us.
I know, but he was such a big part of my life.
And even like Andy Richter, kind of like dismisses Conan, a lot of times.
Yeah. Again, not in a bad way, just like
it's like he's my boss. I make money from him, but he's annoying. And Conan takes pride in that. That's the funny thing is he's admitted like he's like, oh good, I get on their nerves.
Yeah. He likes that almost as much as he loves presidential facts.
What's my presidential fact? The 45th president of the United States was probably the best president, but that's just my fact. It's not an opinion, it's a fact.
Right, of course. As he continues his seemingly heartfelt apology, an intern delivers Marge a salad on a plate.
And I promise you, I'm going to take some time to listen, learn, not touch, and listen.
What the hell is this? How am I supposed to do the salad shake if it's not in the original container? Oh my God, what have I become?
I was completely unaware of the following policies. If employees see me in my car, they must lower imaginary sunglasses as if impressed and aroused.
Krusty, you don't need to do this. The world needs to know the truth. It's the system of daytime TV that's toxic. It's turned us all into monsters, fueled by stress, gaslighting, and $15 kale Caesar salads. The pressure to crank out so much nice brings out the worst in us. We just wanted to bring more nice in the world. More nice.
Sounds like Marge is having a nervous breakdown, Steve.
It's true. He's more nice.
Well, Krusty hangs up on his phone and interrupts Marge. He says his non-apology apology just became a real apology. He then tells the audience that their workplace isn't toxic because of Marge or the system. It's all his fault. He's a showbiz monster. He's not nice. He then says that he's stepping away from the show forever.
Oh.
The audience is stunned, just like Steve was there.
Yeah.
And Marge tries to stop Krusty, saying that it wasn't his fault. And then Matt Damon's like, it is. And then Robin was like, it's not your fault. Wait. No, wrong movie. So then Krusty completely agrees, saying that everyone who works there except for him is nuts. He then reveals the real reason he's leaving the show.
I just quit because I closed the deal for a new gig, which makes daytime talk show money look like late night talk show money. TV judge syndication money.
A judge?
Judge Judy is the richest TV star in the world. So I'm gonna be Judge Krusty. I can let my body go. Just sit on my keister and speak truth to stupid all day. All right, I gotta go work on my humiliation quips. You ever do any bailiffing?
Some.
No more show? I'm free.
Oh, come on. Why would you do that?
Sorry, Pat. Sorry.
It is true. Judge Judy is like the wealthiest TV star of all time.
Yes, mostly. She is one of the richest people on TV. She averages about $47 million a year. However, I did some research, and according to website wealthygorilla.com.
That's a very credible website, I think.
I think so, yeah. Her net worth is $420 million, making her actually the third richest person on TV in 2022. Topping her are the aforementioned Ellen DeGeneres, who's worth $450 million. And even though she doesn't currently have a show on network television, Oprah Winfrey, who is worth a staggering $3.2 billion.
Just like us.
That's right.
Maybe Oprah can pay for our pool of beer cheese soup.
Yeah. She can make it happen.
Yeah.
You get soup. You get soup. Everybody gets soup.
That doesn't really seem like the Weight Watchers way, though.
That's true. Yeah.
Did she even do anything for that company?
I think briefly, yeah. Because you can eat bread. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Anyone can eat bread. You can have a bite of bread. You're good.
Yeah.
Back at home, the Simpsons watch Judge Krusty. He tells the defendant not to sneeze on his robe and to tell him he's in a car wash. He then asks if they fell out a stupid tree and into an idiot mulch. Bart feels that his quips could use some work, but Homer is delighted by the work. Mulch. Lisa asks her mom if she misses working for the TV, and Marge admits that it was rewarding at first, but her real dream job is producing her family.
Oh.
Now, as a consultant, she gets the best of both worlds.
She then gets a call from Drew Barrymore, who has no A block for her following show. Marge suggests the viral grandpa who raises baby ducks. So Marge is imagining a surprise spa day for him, and Drew adds an extreme pond makeover for the ducks. Miss Barrymore then asks if Marge will come to work for her, but Marge's daytime days are over. She then looks over to see Bart and Lisa fighting and Homer crying over a TV that's on fire, and tells Drew that she'll be in touch. And so show ends, credits begin to roll, and then we get an ad for Segments, a place for healing.
Here at Segments, we believe there is life after daytime. Our patients have suffered indescribable trauma from TV hosts, perpetuating the cycle of abuse handed down since the days of The Mike Douglas Show. We treat all aspects of PTSD, post-talk show disorder, compulsive fake laughter, guest cancellation night terrors, long-haul Kelly Ripas.
Lindsay, who are you talking to?
The audience! I'm warming up the audience! It's all on the teleprompter!
Why don't you just put this on for a Who Wore It Best segment?
Lindsay's gone bonkers, Steve.
Yeah, I love her teleprompter that just says words. And it's actually just a tray from a psych ward.
And this is how Lindsay's career as a producer probably ends, right? Because next week she'll be just something else.
Yep, because she's sent to the L intensive care unit. And hopefully she gets the help she needs.
Yeah. All right. Well, Steve, this was fun. We watched the episode together and talked about it in real time. That's how we do the podcast, right?
That's right.
All right. I think a TV segment would be for, someone to fill up a pool of beer cheese soup for the hosts to sit in.
Mm-hmm.
And we just think Ellen would still be on the air if that happened.
It's true. She would redeem herself.
But now we got Drew Barrymore to fill those soup shoes.
Luckily, she can heat up the soup because she's a fire starter.
And if she forgets how to turn the hot tub on, she could always phone home for help.
Yep. And movies she's done after 1988.
There's so many. She could have a wedding singer perform in the soup.
Yeah, and then she can finally do that thing because she's never been kissed.
She can have a guest for 50 times for the first time and date them.
That's right. And she can have all the ladies in the pool and the boys on the side.
And she can find a homeless man named Charlie who sees 3 gorgeous women with halos.
There we go.
Angels, Steve.
Angels, yeah.
And she could briefly date a Canadian. Who did they marry at one point?
Didn't they marry on air?
Yeah, and what was that thing? Daddy, would you like some sausage from the Freddy Got Fingered movie?
Yeah.
We're talking about Tom Green, everyone.
Yeah, which would go great with our soup.
You know what? Tom Green probably had a segment where he sat in a hot tub of soup.
I could.
That sounds like a Tom Green bit.
Oh yeah, I could see.
R.I.P. Tom Green. What's funny about Tom Green? We're gonna end this real quick, but I think at first, like, Tom Green was fine, but after like a few months, like when he was on, like, I think I kind of got bored with him. Like,
yeah,
the novelty's kind of wearing off.
Yeah,
I think it's because it's because was it middle school? Like, he was really popular with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he aimed to middle schoolers.
Yeah, exactly.
And high schoolers, I guess, but like, yeah, it's like the novelty because everyone would just talk about Tom Green and yeah, we've all seen it, cool. But you know what? We always went back to our true pride and joy of humor, Steve.
What's that?
The Simpsons.
That's right.
So we're gonna take a break, regroup, and then come back and finish up this week's episode to talk about The Simpsons and not Tom Green.
That sounds great.
All right, Steve. We'll be right back. All right, Steve, we're back. Let's wrap up this week's episode. The King of Nice. We'll do our usual bits that we always do. We'll talk about our MVJs, most valuable jokesters, our favorite scenes, jokes, and then I'll just, wrap it up with how we really felt all in all about the episode. But first, we're going to do everyone's favorite segment because it involves money. Chick, chick, ching, ching. Ding, ding. But not money for us.
No.
Money for the mouse. Mickey himself. Yeah. We come up with ideas to make products based off of this episode, but we're not going to be greedy and say what we want. We're going to gift it to each other. So we're going to say, hey, Steve, I got you this product from this episode. Something that you could brand on a t-shirt or a towel or a handkerchief or a pair of slacks.
Yeah.
I'm just describing what I'm wearing right now.
Wearing a handkerchief?
A towel and slacks.
Okay.
It's a look I'm working on.
I like it. It's smart.
Yeah. I will go first because I'm not going to ask you, of course, what'd you buy me, Steve?
Yeah.
What'd you make for me? Here's my gift to you. My budget's a little tight right now. I can only afford you one thing. So I have 2 gifts. So I'm going to have you pick which one you'd rather have. So
okay,
you get a choice.
Fair enough.
We are very pro-choice on this podcast.
That's right.
So right here, I have a bowl of steaming hot push pins for you to eat.
Okay.
Or you're going to get a t-shirt from the Krusty show.
Right.
His own type show. But it's like a thick Gildan shirt with the logo on the left breast. The size on the tag says XL, but when you put it on, it's really tight around the chest and the waist, like it's a size small. But the length goes like almost down to your knees for some reason.
Yeah.
Also, the sleeves are way too tight. But then you go to the cashier and you say, I think this might be like a woman's like t-shirt dress. And then it's like, no, it's for the male body type. Also, the neck's a little too tight.
Yeah.
And, the logo like fades away after like 3 washes.
And there's like a logo on the back that's just feels like you can feel it when you're wearing it.
And it's literally like the most unflattering and uncomfortable thing you've ever worn. So those are your options: the shirt or the steamed bowl of push pins.
It's a tough choice, but I think I'm going to go with a steaming bowl of push pins.
Thank God you said it, because I created it right. Hold on one second. Yeah, slide it over the table and enjoy.
Pointy. Gonna hurt in the morning.
And in the evening, and at
True.
time.
When you got push pins in your gut, you can hurt anytime.
There you go. So I'm glad you enjoyed my gift.
Cool. I also have 2 gifts for you to choose from. One is because you're an alcoholic. I got you a case of cereal wine. It's assorted, but they're in the tinier packages, so you get a variety of cereals. So you get your cornflakes, your Cheerios, your what have you.
Like, you know how like those cereal packs you get, like, oh, cool, Fruit Loops and Frosted Mini Wheats, and there's like cornflakes, shredded wheat. Like, I have to get to those ones eventually.
Yeah. So you can have that, or
okay.
Your other option is, I know that your favorite meal, one of your favorite meals, is steak, potato, and broccoli. So I got you a gift certificate for 3 meals at Ruth's, Chris's, Sal's, Bob's, Ruth's Steakhouse. So that way you can have a meal, and then while you're waiting for Heather, and when she arrives, you guys can have another meal together.
Well, your gifts are very thoughtful.
I try.
But I don't like to share, so I'm taking the wine.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Perfect for AM drinking.
And we promote AM drinking on this podcast.
We bring it up a lot, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's also, as much as I love a Ruth Chris Steakhouse, Gary Glauberstein's or whatever it was, I feel like steak is something you can make at home and make it taste better than paying.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for the gift, Steve.
Sure.
You were very more thoughtful than I ever will be.
It's all made up.
Don't tell them that. They probably,
sorry.
The listeners really think we do this for each other.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's just get into the episode, Steve. How about favorite joke, scene, jokester? Just give me it all.
Oh boy,
plastered all over my face, neck, and chest.
Okay. I really liked the segments, the fake mental ward for burnt out executives. That was a lot of fun. I really liked Mo in this episode. He had a very short part, but I like the intervention a lot. I thought that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed all of Marge's ideas because they're so almost uncannily possible, but also not. And I think Marge laughing at her own joke about the salad, I thought that was fun. So I think I'm going to let Marge have the MVJ, but just because she was so inspired by finding her audience, and I really appreciate that. What did you think, Craig?
Yeah, this was definitely a Marge-centric episode. For MVJ, yeah, let's give it to Marge. Lindsay Nagel.
Mm-hmm.
I know this podcast we talk about how much Craig loves Lindsay Nagel, but I found her more like a Lindsay Nagger. I didn't like her in this episode. She was mean, Steve.
She was mean.
She was a big old meaners.
Yeah.
I think I'm falling out of love with Lindsay Nagel.
Wow.
Yeah, it's official. I think Matt Selman and Al Jean are like, this creeper here, Hanoi Grandboy Craig talks about Lindsay Nagel too much. Let's tone him down.
Yeah.
So sorry, Lindsay. Also, I love Tress, but I felt like her Lindsay voice was a little off.
It did sound a little weird.
Is it because, again, is it because of age? I'm not ageist at all, because we know like Marge's voice changed. Julie Kavner, they're both in their 70s.
Right.
The tenor, the timbre of their voice changes because you age, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
But this was a big Lindsay. This is one of the biggest Lindsay Nagel episodes too. You know, it's like,
it's true.
She's kind of like she's the second star of this episode.
Yeah, and usually you're right. You normally only get her for, small segments at a time, where she's usually just bringing up an idea and then leaving. But here she's actually like moving the story along. So yeah, I think another reason why her voice sounded a little bit different is we don't normally hear her being directly mean to people.
Right.
And so that was a little different too.
You actually gave her more of a character, and Lindsay wasn't just a one-note punchline.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
This was really this was the Julie Kavner and Tress MacNeille half-hour special.
Yeah.
You got Dan Castellaneta, a little bit of Yardley, and very little bit of a Nancy. But yeah.
Yeah.
But Marge, yeah, let's give her the MVJ. But I think my favorite scene was the metasexual joke.
Oh yeah. That's it's so good.
Bart digging on The Simpsons on Disney Plus when Lisa's like, "Why you don't care that Krusty's got a new show?" He's like, there's 700 other episodes of my favorite cartoon on streaming, so why do I care? And that's very much like a direct response to OG Simpsons fans, right? They're not going to watch the new stuff. We the point of this podcast is to try to get the old people into new Simpsons. So
I'll tell you what, at night sometimes I'll get home from work and I'll be like, I don't know what to watch. And I'll literally go through and be like, oh, season 7. I haven't seen, that episode in a while. I haven't seen Boy Scouts in the Hood or whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is so good. Why do I need new episodes? But we do because we need a podcast.
Yeah.
And we enjoy it.
Yeah. And even The Simpsons does end. We still have so many more episodes to cover.
It's true. About 400 more, I think.
Yeah. Also, I think one of my scenes that I did laugh out loud too was when they're in the focus group. When Lindsay comes up to Marge in the beginning episode and she's like, "I'm in the market for a new segment producer," and then her actual segment producer's like, "You are?" What? Like, I just thought that was a really funny take.
I really enjoyed the focus group in general too. Just like Julio being like, "Are you going to have celebrities?" And Lindsay's like, "Yeah." Like, well, then put it on the board. And just that whole group think thing and how frustrating it is. Like, oh, we should have recipes. That's a great idea. We should have air fryer recipes. Yeah, I got it. That's a good idea too.
But it just was harking back to that episode with Itchy and Scratchy.
Yeah, I did think about that. Yeah.
All right. Well, all in all, Steve, what did you think about this episode? Give me a ranking. Give me a rating. Give me a review.
Alrighty. Craig, this episode I was kind of torn by because we talked a lot about
Who are you, Natalie Imbruglia?
No, my name is Rip.
Okay.
Taylor? Exactly. He's the fun one. We talked a lot about the modernity of newer episodes of Simpsons and how it's kind of weird to make an episode that is so current and if that affects the goodness that is inherent to the Simpsons. And this episode is extremely of the moment. The Ellen thing happened a couple years ago, but still, this whole episode is very of the late 2000 teens and the 2020s. And so for that, I was worried that it won't hold up in 5 years or might seem weird. But on the other hand, this episode feels almost written for me and you, because even though we're not in the television industry, we love the television industry so much that, talking about it and going behind the scenes is so much fun. From the interns getting salad orders to writing segments that I really enjoyed. And I like the story of the plot. It's cool to see two women leading the plot and, having Lindsay Nagel be a villain in a way. I love that Krusty is just kind of along for the ride. He just got an easy job and he loves it. I don't know. This episode made me laugh. I found it to be really enjoyable. And I thought that it was just a good time. The jokes were good. I know we went through all of those segment ideas, but just the fact that they put the work in there to do that and to do all the dog food ideas. And it all just seemed like a very cohesive story that I thought was a lot of fun. So I'd say that this episode is a watch for me. And so the Oprah magazine has a total circulation of 2,395,496. So out of that, I'm going to give this a pumpkin spice makeover and say, watch it.
All right.
What did you think, Craig?
Yeah, you brought up a lot of great points, and I was nodding along to your assessment, but I think that's also one of the reasons why I'm not actually a fan of this episode.
Interesting.
We like showbiz type of inside jokes, but I felt like this whole episode was too inside on the nose for people that work in the industry. And I think that could alienate a lot of people because, yes, a lot of the jokes I can get, but people who don't really know the horror of working in television production. And I've listened, and I know this because I've listened, podcasts and people talk about this. And just how horrible some people are, and we even talked about in the episode too of working with people like Corden or Ellen, like you said. I mean, maybe this is a way for them to say, hey, this is kind of how it happens, really. It's an exaggerated look, yes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed. I'm always happy that there's a Marge centric storyline. I think that's great. But I kind of felt bored by the episode.
Okay,
I kind of found some of the jokes predictable.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's oh yeah, Krusty's not. He's a monster, but he's just the dumb face of the monster. And I felt there could have been a different. I felt like there was maybe a different story there, but they made it like I said, it should have been Lindsay Nagel as the host.
And
But
do you
maybe-
think
I don't
like
know.
the Ellen comparison is too 1-to-1, even though it was Krusty, but like Lindsay's role is just basically an archetype of what
Yeah.
Ellen was claimed to be?
Yeah, and you have, like you said, it's of the time.
Mhm.
And I think if you look at this 5 years from now, I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to hold up.
It doesn't have the staying power. I
No.
definitely see that. Yeah.
I think it's because I want a Simpsons adventure, and maybe
Yeah,
that was
no.
it. We're 4 episodes in, of course, of the
Mhm.
season, so I don't know if it was perfectly cromulent for me. I think I make a pass on this episode. I just too much inside business jokes, inside baseball jokes.
Yeah.
you
You
know?
make a very interesting point, because the fact that it is too inside baseball and it doesn't appeal to maybe, let's say, middle America.
Exactly.
Which is coincidental, because the show that they're parroting is specifically designed to be for middle America, like the Krusty
Right.
show. So that's a really poignant point that you made there.
Is it too meta? Is it too hat on hat? Maybe
It could be, yeah.
like
And
they ate their cake but got pie too.
yeah, and I think I enjoy it because of that, but you're right, that kind of makes it a lesser episode, because I can eat all the candy because that's the world that I am obsessed with. But for your average viewer, it's just, yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
All right. Well, if I give it a ranking, let's see here. Jordan was the name of all the interns, right?
Mm-hmm.
And according to, as of now, 2022 on babycenter.com, the most popular baby names of 2022, Jordan ranks at number 82. So out of 82, do you want to know what the number one? Oh, this is for boys, by the way. For boys,
Yeah.
is the number one is Liam.
Liam
Is number one. Jordan's 82. So out of Liam to Jordan, I'll give this a Maverick.
Wow.
Which is a 28. Apparently, Maverick is the 28th boy name as
Wow.
of 2022.
Interesting.
Maverick.
A lot of James Garner fans.
Yeah. Maybe Mel Gibson fans.
There you go. I'll say that I've known one person with the name Maverick, and it was a woman, and it was her middle name.
I have never met a person at all with the name Maverick. Well, if I ever have a kid, I guess I can't name him Maverick.
Yeah.
There's going to be the 20th most popular name.
Yeah, I think you should stay it safe and name them Rockford.
I'll take the number 100th name. What is that, Tara? Bennett.
Bennett.
Luca. Wesley. Who names their kid Wesley? Come on.
Dork.
Anyway, so yeah. All right. Well, hey, I don't know if this is as divisive episode as Diggs.
No,
because
I
I
don't think
thoroughly
so.
enjoyed that episode a lot, and you hated it.
I think I need to rewatch it.
Yeah. I just felt like, I think it was too much made for people like us.
Yeah.
I get in the mindset of middle American. I think they would be like, because you're right. I think it's the time set,
Yeah.
6 years from now on Disney Plus, we see this episode. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, I am just torn.
What are you, Natalie Imbruglia?
I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold. I'm ashamed. I'm lying naked on the floor. The illusions never change, Steve. It's into something real. I'm wide awake, and I can see the perfect sky is torn.
Wow.
And you're a little late, Steve, and I'm already torn.
Wow.
Yeah. So I guess the fortune teller's right. I guess I
guess
should have
so.
seen just what was there and not some holy light. But you know what? You crawled beneath my veins, and now I don't care. I have no luck. I don't miss it all that much. There's just so many things that I can't touch, and I'm torn.
Wow.
It's almost like I have the lyrics to Natalie Brulia's Torn right in front of me.
You mean you don't know that from the top of your dome?
Surprisingly not.
Weird.
But I am torn right now, Steve, because we're at a crossroads. We're at an impasse on this podcast.
Yeah. it's
We've
true.
been so consistent throughout the many years that we've done this.
It has been many years.
And last year we decided to do episodes, the new episodes, right when they aired. And we did great.
Yeah.
And the season just started. We're on episode 5 right now. And it comes out next week.
Mm-hmm.
But one of us can't be here for this.
That's right. So the truth is, for both my wedding anniversary and my upcoming birthday, my wife Laura and I are taking a trip to New York. So I will not, and we don't get like advanced episodes or anything. So we have to watch it live, like Bill Riley in that way. So we're not able to record an episode for the newest episode, the Simsit.
Which is, it's called the Not It. So it's a parody, I think, that's going to be about Stephen King's It.
Right.
We will not be able to review that episode next week. we promise we will review it soon. Like once The Simpsons are on, there's a rerun, probably in November or December, then we will get to it.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, let's just do a Treehouse of Horror that we haven't done yet from the archives, and let's do Treehouse of Horror 11.
Yes, that's from season 12, originally aired on November 1st, in the year 2000.
It was written by Rob Lezebnik, John Freak, Don Payne, and Caroline O'Mine. I bet we got 3 stories, Steve. We got Ghost Dad.
Yeah.
Homer's killed by choking on a piece of his broccoli, and his spirit must perform a good deed in order to enter heaven. Then we got Scary Tales Can Come True, which reveals the dark side of a fairy tale character. And in The Night of the Dolphin, the world is overtaken by dolphins after Lisa frees them from their captivity. Ooh. Steve, as I said, we said this aired in 2000. Do you remember this Treehouse of Horror?
I do. Well, to be honest with you, I do remember the episode, but mostly I remember the dolphin segment. I don't really have big memories for the first 2.
I just remember at this time, this is the year 2000, and we, this is like when we were like very like sardonic. Is that the word I'm looking for? But like,
sure,
towards like these Halloween specials aren't as good as they used to be.
Right, because they were branching out into other things like fairy tales and dolphins, and we were expecting more parodies of like Friday the 13th.
Which we've seen all that crap. So yeah, we're going to be doing this week, and then next week we'll do the current Treehouse of Horror. Spoilers, Steve.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're not supposed to know.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to guess. Yeah. Homer buys a pinball machine.
Yeah. Oh, was I supposed to say what you think the synopses are? We're being actually honest on this outro here. So
no more fakies. We're just
no more fakies. We'll be really right now.
Yeah.
We'll go back to the guffaws.
The goof-em-ups.
Yeah. After next week. All right. Well, Steve, I enjoyed watching this with you and reviewing it. I'm glad we had a nice discourse on it. We weren't sucking ass of Matt Selman.
No, it was a good discussion, and
let's say sucking ass of Matt Selman.
You did say that, yeah.
This will be the one episode he listens to.
It's like, what the fuck?
These guys are weird ass pieces of shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on the Doughboys and complain about them.
All right. Well, Steve, I guess we should just go home.
Probably.
Enjoy your vacation away from me.
Thank you so much.
I will enjoy it more than you'll ever know. But you know what I also enjoy is you listeners out there to contact us on social media like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at 13simpsons, or buying something on our TeePublic site, which is teepublic.com/user/annoyedgruntboys.
Yeah, and hey, you can always email us at 13simpsons@gmail.com. And hey, if you're so kind, go to your favorite podcatching app and leave us 5 stars or the equivalent. But you don't need to write a real review. You can just tell us your intern story nightmares.
All right, for this week, I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Craig.
And I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Steve.
And remember, good luck, Mom. We love you. Wait, I don't even get this.
I'm gonna wrangle me up a nap.
When's this show on again?